Let's Talk Geek, episode 124, recorded live 13 March 2013. In tonight's show, StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm, released. Marvel Unlimited for mobile. Why coffee is good for you. And Sex-crazed Dolphins on loose in Black Sea. Stick around. Hello, welcome to show 124. With me tonight, I've got Jan Vermeulen.
Hello.
And Tim Hawk.
Greetings.
We're missing Gerrit. He's sitting in
Cape Town coding.
Slaapstad.
Slaapstad. Having a snooze. He's
really
on holiday.
Well, apparently he's flying back tonight, so he'll be with us next week. But let's get into the show and let's get it over with.
Let's not get it over with. People love our show, Johan.
No, I mean, we should really start on time. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Okay, random for the week.
The Antonov 124 aeroplane is... its NATO reporting name is the Condor, is a strategic airlift jet aircraft. It was designed by the Antonov Design Bureau in the Ukrainian SSR, then part of the Soviet Union. The AN-124 is the world's largest serially manufactured cargo airplane and world's second largest operating cargo aircraft behind the one-off Antonov AN-225.
Okay. So the next question, what is the largest non-serially manufactured?
Well, from the sound of it, this Antonov AN-225 was a one-off. So I'm not sure if that was serially manufactured.
Well, it's got a serially manufactured means they've got a serial number, so they had to make more than one.
Yeah.
No,
all right.
they don't.
Otherwise, there's no. I mean,
the serial number is 0000001.
One, and that's where it stopped. Who's seen this Antonov what parked in Wonderboom Lughaven? You know the wall going around it. The tail wing and the tail section of this thing is above the wall. This plane is massive. But I mean, look at the specs. Payload, 150,000 kilograms, 150 tons it can carry. 68 meters long.
67 if you round up.
Yeah, okay, 67. 73 meters wingspan, and it's 20 meters high. I mean, that's probably obviously the point of the tail thing, but yeah, okay.
It's effectively every 3 meters, so it's effectively 7 stories.
That's a big plane. I think we've got to give it a different name than plane. Like this isn't a plane; it's a plane.
It's a flight ship. No.
It's a cargo plane.
There we go.
All right,
but going into events.
Yes.
Right. Nothing too exciting on for this week. I don't know. If
something big happened yesterday.
What
apparently,
happened? Heart of the Swarm. We're going to talk a bit about it more. Heart of the Swarm got released.
Heart of the Storm. Oh yes, StarCraft. Yes, I saw the special edition collector's thing last night. So yeah, somebody got his game yesterday, but we'll go into it a little bit later. But otherwise, we just want to celebrate. We forgot about Tals, sorry, but Douglas Adams. His birthday was on Monday.
Yeah.
Monday.
So there was Google Doodle commemorating
Google
it.
Doodle.
Yes. So what I loved was the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy looked an awful lot like a Kindle keyboard. And then, if you guys remember the XKCD, that was his reference as well. The Kindle with 3G is basically your Hitchhiker's Guide, well, at least to the Earth, because you've got 3G access.
Some of the guys have hacked it to say no, don't panic.
But other than that, yeah, please visit www.stardates.co.za. Send me through dates if there's anything happening. I know there's some events coming up for April, going into the Easter holidays.
I know Upcon's coming up.
Upcon is confirmed for the 20th of April, but we'll start loading those up and we'll start getting to talk about them a little bit closer to the time.
We have suggestions for a name for the giant plane. There's a big sky truck, the abnormal load of the sky.
Wait. The truck that flies.
Yes, so
occasionally
trucks ruin the commuting experience for everyone, though. So I don't know if this plane is the same.
I doubt it. I saw it. I know Stu came across it. It was a ship that basically floated on the air. So it was effectively a plane, and it used some.
Are you sure it's not like a hovercraft?
It's similar to hover, of course, but it's actually a plane because it moves forward. But it uses something that it's easier to do it at low altitudes than it is high in the air. And actually use this to be able to go over the sea.
Cool.
Okay, how to get hold of us? If you're watching us live or watching this show on YouTube, please join us live and then climb onto the RC channel. If you go to the website live.ltnet.tv, you can get the RC client there. But then we're also hanging out on Google Plus, Twitter, Facebook. I don't know what's the other ones. Oh, the YouTube channel. And we've got a wiki. We've got a wiki.
We do have a wiki.
Is the wiki awesome?
Pretty much any information you want to find out, it's on the wiki. Everywhere else is actually secondary.
Okay, so start at the wiki and then work your way from
Yes.
there. So okay, start there. But let's get into the show. First one.
Yeah.
Today's show is fairly straightforward. I just want to introduce this. Like, if you've been watching our shows in the past, we had sections with the Quick Geek and like how-tos, and today's show is straightforward. Let's keep it short, gentlemen.
And we've done it for you guys.
Excuse me, Jan.
Not,
can
not
you
because we were busy today.
Yeah, just repeat that, please. Keep it.
Short.
Jan, sorry.
You're
Keep
a
it.
culprit as well.
Oh, we're both guilty. All right. Cold hard truth about broadband. What broadband? We don't have broadband.
Well, if you go with the government's definition of 256 kbps,
Is that confirmed? Is that what they think?
yeah, they want to amend the ECA so that the Ministry of Communications can change that speed from time to time. But yeah, right now it's codified in the broadband policy of South Africa, I think, as 256 kbps is the minimum speed for
Okay, now
qualified
just to
broadband in South
just to
Africa.
quantify that, what is 2556?
Really slow.
No, but what could you do? I mean,
Okay,
what could work?
It's bonding 4 dial-up accounts.
No. Dial-up was
64K.
Was 64K.
That was ISDN.
56K.
No, ISM would actually give you 64K.
Okay, but I mean, let's try and
technically-
quantify this.
So-
What do you need to actually? Let's make it simple. If
So
you want to
right
watch
now-
YouTube on your cell phone,
GPRS.
is that what you need for YouTube?
No, GPRS.
Is
256.
no. It's GPRS is slower. Edge. It's about edge speeds.
Edge,
Edge
sorry.
can give you up to 384, but not in this country.
That's what I'm saying. Let's quantify it. If you want to simple. If you want to watch YouTube, what do you need?
Okay, so let's put it this way: the entry level ADSL product right now is 1 megabit per second. This is a quarter of that. A quarter of the minimum ADSL speed in this country is considered broadband. So anyway, we're already off topic. The cold hard truth here has got to do with a press release the DOC put out in which it claimed that ICT in South Africa is flourishing because of policies that has been put in place by government, and I systematically tear that argument apart. So
But how did you get that argument to broadband?
ICT and broadband are like related subjects. Yeah.
Okay.
So ICT stands for Information and Communication Technology.
Oh.
So broadband would fall under communication technology.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I understand.
So I systematically go through all the things that need to happen for broadband, in particular, just the broadband part, just the communication technology part to flourish in South Africa, and what the DOC has done, and what it should do. And the what it has done, I think, is the most important part to just substantiate why I say that the cold hard truth is that they simply have nothing to do with any success for broadband in South Africa, and so I show every single time that, in fact, here's some nuggets. Did you guys know that the Department of Communication, not the current administration, but previous administrations, tried to block CCOM and Easy from landing?
I wasn't aware of that, but it's shocking.
Yeah. So they tried to block it.
On what grounds?
So they wanted it to be South African owned. So, but instead of dealing with that before the cables were ready to land, and then they said, "Oh no, but we don't like the way your consortium is made up.
So
You don't need to have South African ownership." So I don't know how they got around it in the end, but yeah. So
Well, strong armed by the bigger players. I mean, there's only so much you can block.
No. There's lots you can block. The government also tried to, basically tried to prevent people from building out their own networks. Is the short way to put that. That got taken to it's going so far as I think to get an urgent court interdict against LTEC. No, in general, to prevent people from building. LTEC took the DOC to High Court, won there. There was once, like with this ETV thing, there was talk of an appeal, which the minister then ended up not following through on.
Okay.
And that now has landed up us where we are today. And so industry players I've spoken to have named two things as the chief reasons ADSL is as cheap as it is today. And the fact that we've got uncapped ADSL to begin with and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
CCOM's landing and the fact that people can now self-provision networks. They're not tied to a handful, 2 or 3 people. that can build networks. They are allowed to self-provision. And now there is talk again in that same ECA amendment bill I mentioned previously, in which they want to revisit the broadband speed. The minister is talking about taking away that right again to self-provision. So this is what I'm talking about. They say that it's a mess because everybody can now build their own network, and so they want ICASA to have the right to tell people whether or not they're allowed to build.
My question is,
so that's not taking away the right.
Build better networks, which they should be able to do, right? People would be using them.
Yes.
So it's not taking away the right. They maybe just want to govern the right.
No, well, that's exactly the same way it was. And what's going to prevent them? Remember that the government, this is the other part of what I mentioned, the government has a massive conflict of interest. The government sets the policy that dictates to the regulator. The regulator is not independent, as its name would suggest. Government writes policy which ICASA has to execute. And then the government is also a majority stakeholder in Telkom. So it is a player and a
You've now mentioned the word that can keep us on this topic for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
So let's move along.
Yes. Sorry, just to totally derail this whole conversation, come back to previous 256, 5 minutes 20 seconds or 5.2 minutes, rather say, to download 10 megabytes.
I see. Now that's
a normal video would be at least 100 megabytes. It's going to take you 52 minutes
to watch
a low quality
to watch
10-minute video.
So 52 minutes, so that's well definition there. Well definition. Board Forge. Sneak peek Board Forge pick place. What are we talking about here?
Okay, basically we all know about 3D printers. Okay.
Maybe. This is a geek show after.
Okay. Hopefully you know about 3D printers.
What is a 3D printer?
No.
Hey, guys, Okay, now moving along.
3D printers are awesome, and we were all playing with one about 2 weeks ago, and we know how cool they are.
They're very cool.
But basically, this is basically using a lot of their technology, and the idea is to make a low-cost development board manufacturing system.
Printed circuit boards?
Yes.
This thing can print circuit boards for you?
So you put in like your blank.
Up to what?
This is not high quality stuff. So this is more.
It's project boards.
Project boards. Yes.
Project boards. Yeah.
So I'm sure I don't know if anybody's built their own project board and you buy this like copper thing and then you got to etch it and you got to do all that type of stuff to it.
Yes.
To get it. This does all of that for you.
Are you not
kidding? Places the components.
No, you're serious.
And they eventually also want to that will then do testing of your board for you and a whole bunch of other things. And this is basically it's for rapid prototyping of boards. So you can design your board, get the printer to go off and make it, and then keep on working on whatever you need to do. You don't have to sit there for a day busy soldering things and making it all come together.
And what is it? Picking up components out of a library and then putting them down where you need them?
Basically, it looks like the way, from what I understand, most other proper circuit boards are made. They've got almost like reels of components that you buy. And it takes it off the reel and puts it on the board. And basically, it uses, apparently, it's almost identical technology to the 3D printers. The only difference is that the distance that the arm moves is far smaller. So it's more about...
It doesn't have to go,
it doesn't go up,
up and down.
Quite low.
Well, this would be awesome. This would actually be something to play with. Okay, so rapid prototyping on printed circuit boards.
Yeah.
But with components.
Definitely.
Very nice.
And I don't know if anybody's ever had to work with this stuff.
Yes,
it's painful and it's so easy to make a mistake.
And then when you've done it, you start over. Okay, next topic, Marvel.
Marvel at South by
Marvel
South.
Unlimited for mobile.
Yes.
Yeah. But this has been... But didn't this launch in December already? On Android?
No. There isn't a mobile app for Marvel on the Android yet.
Okay, so what are they planning to do?
Basically, on the website, they've had an unlimited thing where you can pay a subscription model. You don't get the latest one. So you get all comics that are about 6 months old and older, going back in history.
Okay.
That you can just then read whenever you want. It's the whole concept behind subscription model.
Okay.
And now they're bringing this. Everybody's been complaining, and I did look at it. I tried for a month, and it's like, it's not on my tablet. I'm not going to use it.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to go sit by my PC every time I want to read it. They've now finally unlocked this for tablets and phones. They're going to be releasing an app for it. It is, as far as I know, already out for the iPad and for the iPhone, and they will be releasing the Android one shortly. And the big problem previously was that it was Flash-based. So they're
okay.
getting rid of that. Now, one of the other things that they announced during this thing is they're also going to be releasing, I don't know how many it was, a couple hundred, it's about 720 first editions of a lot of the comics they're going to be releasing for free anyway.
On this platform.
I think on this platform, also on Comicology.
Yeah.
Don't know if you guys have used that.
I've used that.
I use it quite a bit. So on there you can do it. Apparently it was so popular that they've paused it because the servers were melting. So now there's a website where you can go and you can put your email address to sign up for it later. And as I'm going to guess, they're maybe going to do like a rolled out phase. But very cool. Go check it out.
How long before DC is going to follow? But in any case, so what comics are in here now? What is Marvel doing at the moment? Obviously,
they do, what's it, Hulk, X-Men.
I know the characters, but what comics are they all still running? So is it actually worth it to get back into comics? Yeah, okay, thanks, Jan. Wrong question I asked tonight. Huh?
Comics are still going.
Storyline is still running.
Yeah, on all of them. Look, they get a bit out there sometimes, but there's some very cool storylines. Anybody who wants to read a really cool storyline, check out Witch Doctor.
Okay.
Take House.
Marvel Universe.
I don't know if it's Marvel Universe. It's not related to this.
Okay.
It's basically House MD with a supernatural spin on it. It's very cool.
Cool.
Now I'm just asking. I mean, if you look at Marvel, I see the main characters are still running. Avengers, Iron Man, Captain
Hulk.
America, Hulk,
There's
Spider-Man.
Red Hulk as well now.
Oh, so they get different colors as well. Okay.
Red Hulk is. Yeah, I'm not even going to the whole history of who the Red Hulk is.
Okay, sounds very good. Then there was a big release we said we're going to talk about later for StarCraft.
StarCraft 2, we should just be specific.
Sorry, StarCraft 2. Yes, show notes are wrong. The first expansion of 3.
Yes.
Or
Well, of two.
two.
So
To
there's
end up with
three
3
in total.
storylines.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you'll have the Terran, Zerg, and Protoss games eventually, and the second one is the name would suggest Heart of the Swarm. It's got to do with Zerg.
Any failures on their servers last night?
Achievements didn't work. So they disabled achievements. But unlike SimCity, which we'll also talk about later.
We'll get there now.
Thank you very much to the RC for letting us crowdsource topic ideas earlier tonight. Unlike SimCity, the game is actually playable.
Diablo.
Yeah.
Every time there's a WoW patch.
But StarCraft, but StarCraft 2 has been running for a while now. So this is really just an expansion on top of that.
Well, it's not really an expansion, as someone explained to me last night. It's actually an extension of the storyline.
Yes.
So you've got to be very careful. This is not it's a seen as expansion pack as your purchase, but it's actually taking the story to the next level.
Yes, but there are additions from it.
So,
But the game engine is the same.
Yes, the game engine. Well, that's what an expansion pack does, right? It builds on the same game engine, and it introduces a bunch of new units in multiplayer, just like Brood War did with StarCraft 1. And then you've got some new maps, and then you've got they've done a major overhaul on the way Battle.net works and the options available to you. So, for example, the number of ways you can set up a match. Then they've now got a training mode, so you can train before you start hitting actual games. Then you've got versus AI play with your friends. So you can go, I want to play against the PC, and then you rope a couple of buddies into Comp Stomp. And you've got ranked play, and you've got that's the normal way to play multiplayer, and then you've got unranked play, which is a new thing. So before, when you play a multiplayer match against another person, it would always affect your rank on the ladder. Unless it's a custom game. I mean, any match-made game would rank you on the ladder. Now, there are unranked matches when you don't want that pressure. When you're trying a new race or trying a new build and you just want to see how it goes. Yeah, you just want to have some fun. A lot of guys are worried about their ladder status. So.
Just some of the notices from IRC, because some of us don't have the game yet. There's apparently a lot less micromanaging. They've improved the multiplayer quite a bit.
For Zerg in particular, the best option ever. I press F2 and it selects my whole army. I mean, as a Zerg player, that's like F2, just attack everything. Just everything congregate on the other side of that guy's base.
Meet you on the other side.
That's how I play Zerg.
The one tip we have come across, if you haven't bought it yet, strangely enough, Kalahari is the best.
Yeah.
350 rand.
So the cheapest.
Yeah.
Cheapest.
But the best.
Including
Listen to
delivery.
this, yes.
Ah, okay.
including delivery, door to door, not post.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there was a
And
comparison.
Oh yes, on that. Don't post. You're not going to get it.
yeah.
Well, never mind. They say they expected one day delivery.
Yeah.
Where
Next
I
day delivery. Yeah.
looked at Take Two, which is normally where I get it from. They were slightly more expensive, charged for delivery, and next week sometime.
Okay. Yeah, but I remember postal service is still striking. So
No, mine are all direct door to. I don't do postal service anymore if I can avoid it.
So I just wanted to add there, my gaming did a nice comparison leading up to the StarCraft 2 launch with the pre-orders, and Kalahari won out on pre-order pricing as well. So, yeah, good job on that. That's
Yeah,
the reason
definitely.
I went with them. I got a collector's edition, so I got me a nice box standing on my desk while I'm playing StarCraft 2.
yeah, so I looked at it last night. It comes with a DVD.
A DVD, by the way, with
Sorry,
a 2 meg file on it. Yeah,
DVDs.
Seriously.
yeah. The game DVD has a 2 meg file on it. It's the installer. It downloads the rest, and the other DVD is behind the scenes.
But it's 2 DVDs in the behind the scenes, and it looks like that's many hours of watching.
Yeah, I haven't even watched the first ones
many,
behind the scenes.
many.
Yeah.
And then there's the mouse pad, the book.
the art book, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've played about 3 hours of the single player story, and thus far it's good. Like, I'm enjoying it so far. We'll see where things stand next week when I've hopefully finished the game.
Sorry, I can't
The
hear
mixer is whispering something to me, which is why we have to mic up the mixer. We have to talk about the awesome roach. Brooches. Like any Zerg player knows, the brooch is the way to go. So what they've done in the single player mode is similar to the Terran single player, is you don't upgrade your units on the map necessarily. You don't build evolution chambers or engineering bays like for Terrans and upgrade your units right there. You upgrade them before you enter the mission. But there's all kinds of interesting evolutions for this. So you get roaches that can tunnel like they do in the normal one. And then you also get roaches that slow down like marauders do, but they slow down a lot, much more than marauders do. And then, like, my favorite one is the raptor zergling. It's a zergling that bounces at things. It's so cute.
Shame. Okay.
Okay, but if we can move
Talk,
on.
while we're talking about games,
That one.
there's
It's that cute zergling.
another online game that got released recently that did so well and made all its users so very, very happy. Or not.
Yeah, one of our crowdsourced
Called
topics.
SimCity.
Just before we say which one, who is the publisher?
SimCity.
Who is the publisher?
EA.
Is it EA Games?
Yes.
Who's using that Orion interface?
Origin is EA Games.
Is it Origin?
It's not Origin. It might be through Origin, but it's not
Might
Origin.
I need to
causing
say
the problem.
more?
Yeah,
I mean, Battlefield 3. I mean,
Well, Battlefield 3 was actually, because it's a very online focused game. I don't mind it having to run through online systems to work. SimCity, on the other hand, is a very solipsistic experience. SimCity has always been you and the computer, you against yourself, kind of thing.
Well, not against
So
you,
what did they
just
try
what
and do?
can you do?
So, not what they try to do. They did what everybody is doing nowadays, it looks like. They have made it so that you cannot play unless you're online. So, it's exactly what Ubisoft did with Assassin's Creed, that made me not play and buy Assassin's Creed. They've made it so that it's online only. You can't play without an internet connection. And so, the servers failed completely on launch day. And the news has emerged today that, in fact, the way that SimCity is developed, it doesn't need the servers to run the game simulation. It can do it locally. There's no reason.
Okay, this makes it even more of a fail on launch day, where they decided not to up the amount of servers they had available. They designed the amount of servers for once they were steady state.
Yeah. The reason, by the way, this is also such an anger, nerd rage-inducing thing, is the fact that Maxis and EA are saying exactly the opposite thing. They're saying, no, we run the simulation in the cloud, like number crunching and blah, blah, blah. No. And apparently, like, to icing on the cake is the simulation breaks down after a certain size of city.
Oh,
So-
no. So these guys that actually could get it going got into the game, started building, and at one point it just stopped.
Yeah, well, no, like one
But they've been
guy,
running tests.
James from My Gaming explained to me that his economy for some reason just collapsed for no reason. So then, like, your city kind of implodes. So yeah,
It's like you have exceeded beyond expectations.
but I mean,
Failed.
I guess there's no reason the inverse can't happen. Like the simulation goes haywire and you just explode and your city expands drastically and makes no sense. But hey, you win. kind of thing. So yeah, there's a and SimCity is one of those games that it's got like like serious nostalgia behind this brand.
Yes.
So if you mess it up, this is what happens. There's been a major backlash.
And most politicians will still play SimCity.
Well, and
Before they can get
one
a
of the
seat.
things that was also mentioned is one of the reasons why they wanted to force online, even for people who were just playing against themselves, is not just about pirate copy, is they want to bring microtransactions in later.
No. So what, you're going
Just to add some fuel onto
buy yourself a limo for your
Yeah.
mayor?
Yes.
That's what it...
Yeah, and I mean, EA, by the way, once again, there was a big controversy about microtransactions with Dead Space 3. So, yeah.
Why go back there?
Yeah, so, and the fact is they seem intent on pushing forward with this, so it's getting to the point where a lot of folks are just
Other
saying,
people
I'm
making-
done with EA. I'm just not going to buy from them anymore.
Other people making so much money from it, and they want to increase their profits.
Well, I've already said there's no way...
EA, and this is, I think, EA's got its back. Maybe this, to put it in context, maybe EA's got their back against the wall. Now, I don't know. I'm not an industry insider, but from the news I've read, EA is losing money. Well, not losing money, but they're reporting losses. Whereas
So
the
is
likes
this like Hollywood losses?
I don't know. Whereas the likes of Activision, I can't place those numbers in context because they're too
So
big
bring
for my
out
brain to
a
fathom.
good game that will work.
But EA does launch a bunch of good games
That will work.
But they don't hold up against the likes of Activision Blizzard. Who's
Yeah, but-
coining
okay.
it.
We're getting stuck on games here now. But I mean, look at their AAA releases the last while. I mean, they keep on... let's take Battlefield. All right? I like to hammer on that one. All the other Battlefields are delivered in the Steam platform. Everybody's happy about it. But no, let's take Battlefield 3 and put it in our own platform. That doesn't work. I mean, stick to what works.
Steam, which needs to be online.
Well, it has. Everyone always tells me it has an offline mode. I'm like,
It doesn't matter. It's just the fact
Actually,
that
it does. I accidentally activated it the other day.
they've been running all the other games through that platform, and everybody's happy about it. But then they release a AAA, and let's change the platform. I mean, that sort of stuff. Now they've gone and done exactly the same with SimCity. It's a working game. Let's not change it. Just release it.
Specifically, SimCity being such a classic, and people are used to playing in a certain way. I don't want to be online all the time.
Reinforces my statement about why I'm not buying Torment, but I'd like to move us along.
Okay.
Why?
yes.
Why? We are all awake. This is a medical
Okay,
announcement.
Netflix.
Do you want to talk about Netflix first?
Where did you slip this? Oh, come on, get the order right.
All right.
Oh, there.
So
You-
another
you
crowdsourced
mean
topic.
the order directly below
No,
SimCity?
you skipped the topic. We'll have to edit all this out. Anyway,
It's fine. Keep going.
Netflix it is. So a question from IRC
Yes.
is what's
but-
the minimum speed needed for Netflix? You use it, right?
But we don't have Netflix in this country.
We don't.
If we had to find a way of using it in this
Netflix,
country, something
yes.
like getting a VPN to America.
Now, I see. That's why this question's answer is now going to become interesting. But okay, because that's the only way you can get Netflix in this country. You got to use a VPN service to get you out of the country, right?
But apparently you only needed to
No.
initiate the transfer, not?
No, you need it to actually run because the
Okay.
CDN, they're using Amazon Cloud as a CDN, or the last time I was using it. So the CDN, the activation on the CDN also checks from where you are. So
Okay.
firewall rules that try to filter it into the Netflix website. As soon as the stream comes up, it actually also tells you you're not from the US. All right?
Okay.
So answering this question is now going to be interesting, Tim, because now you've got VPN load over it as well.
It is there. What's good?
Oh, thank you.
Is
Thank
latency
you.
not the bigger problem than
No,
anything else?
there's
Good.
no problem with latency.
Unless
with it.
because if you've got a good VPN, you should be getting your maximum line speed through.
Okay,
Well, one
well,
of the nice things
can
is
I-
you
can
can
we
do
answer the latency?
pre-buffering.
Can we answer the
Yes.
latency question quickly? Latency doesn't matter on a video stream.
No, well,
Sorry, it does unless they've done the client correctly, which does some pre-buffering
yeah, before it starts playing.
before it starts playing, and you have to buffer as much as the latency and burstiness of the line will come through it.
Yes.
If you have more than enough bandwidth, then that buffer will just refill again.
Sorry, latency doesn't matter.
Of course it does.
True latency. I'm thinking
Thank
different.
you.
I'm
Think
thinking-
about it. Doesn't
Burst-
matter
I
how
think
long a
burstiness.
packet it takes the packet to get to you.
Oh, it's
As-
about
as
the
long as you have
the
as
constant
long as you have
latency.
constant
Yes.
data flow.
yeah, it's about the variance in the
There
in
we
the
go.
latency.
Sorry, latency doesn't matter. So it's
All
a
right.
question about the constant data flow, right?
Sure.
Netflix.
Okay, so let's talk about minimum line speed. So
Okay.
if
Net-
I want to do it from South Africa, I've got a great VPN, strong VPN.
Sorry, was that strong VPN?
What light speed do I need?
I don't know. That's the nice thing about Netflix client, Tim.
It downgrades
The steps between your available bit rate is so well.
So entry level ADSL is a megabit per second nowadays. If I line sync at a megabit per second,
it will work.
Look, I must say, I think 1 megabit you're on that border.
So 2 megabit per second
will be
better.
Up the higher you have it, if you've got a very high one, you will get the best quality video.
Okay.
Because they do degrade the video quality to give you the lowest speeds.
Yes.
And I can see sometimes on a 4 meg with other testing that we did or didn't do, when you could see when the bad international times were, because the quality would degrade. But not bad. You could quite
you can still watch. Yeah, you can still watch it.
And it works beautifully on an iPad.
Oh, yes. And on Android. It works like a charm. So, to answer, I don't...
And sorry,
I would say bare minimum.
I just want to say this thing. They have the best recommendation engine
ever.
I wish Amazon would get this thing.
YouTube. If YouTube could get
I
that
don't
engine.
care. I want Amazon because for books and Audible books, I want to know what to buy next. I want to know which author to read next. And do you know what a mission it is? Amazon's prediction is the worst.
Yeah, like I buy one young adult novel. So now we're completely off track. But I buy one young adult novel, John Green. I like John Green stuff, and they start recommending Hunger Games and other rubbish. I don't want to read.
I buy fantasy or sci-fi, but adult stuff, Hunger Games.
Yeah, but Hunger Games is a top topic now. I mean, everybody wants to know
exactly.
Hunger Games.
If you look at my history, I bet you, very few other people they might have tried 1 and they're not gone to 2 and 3. But that's why. But you can, by the way...
Can we just answer the question? I mean, it came out of the RC.
Yes.
So minimum, you can actually use any bandwidth of Netflix. Their buffering and their client is very good. Okay, let's make it...
If you have a 512K, it's not going to work.
If you have a South African defined DOC broadband, yes, you're gonna get frustrated because it's going to buffer a lot. But if you at least got 1 meg going up, which is hopefully the standard at the moment, yes, you can use anything.
And only do this with uncapped.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
yes.
so it's bandwidth heavy. Data
very, very bandwidth heavy.
Whatever.
Look, you're flattening your line over that time.
Yes. It will draw everything, and that CDN runs nicely. But just to confirm, I mean, you need a VPN, strong VPN, service to make it work. But otherwise, Netflix king. Can I now go into our
into our medical announcement?
Let's do
just
it. For
sorry.
We have to do medical announcements as well, just to make sure everybody's on the same track. Apparently, scientists have figured out that coffee is why it's actually the science behind coffee and why it's actually good for you.
Okay, so I'm going to just run through them.
Just keeping me awake is enough.
Yeah, coffee can make you smarter. Caffeine potentially blocks an inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain, leading to a net stimulant effect.
That explains it.
Controlled trials show that caffeine improves both mood and brain function. Coffee can help you burn fat and improves physical performance. Coffee may drastically lower your risk of type 2 diabetes. I assume that if you don't put 6 spoons of sugar in it. Drinking coffee is associated with a drastically reduced risk of type 2 diabetes. People who drink several cups per day are the least likely to become diabetic. Coffee may lower your risk of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Coffee may be extremely good for your liver. Coffee may decrease your risk of dying. Okay, that's very broad, but the bottom line is coffee consumption has been associated with a low risk of death in prospective epidemiological studies, especially in type 2 diabetes.
Well, all of the above. I mean,
Coffee is loaded with nutrients and antioxidants. I can run through them, but
it's fine.
Pantothenic acid, vitamin B, vitamin B2, B3, B1, potassium and manganese, various percentages of your recommended daily allowance. But this isn't all. Coffee also contains a massive amount of antioxidants. It's the biggest source of antioxidants in the Western diet, apparently, outranking both fruits and vegetables combined. And they list 3 sources, so it must be true.
Just to clarify, and this all appeared on which website?
Lifehacker.
And they do what type of stories?
Stuff that gives confirmation bias to geeks.
Yes.
So I'm just helping everybody feed their confirmation bias.
Coffee isn't as bad as your Wiki keeps on saying it. It does have some down points. I know. I think one of the things it does leach calcium. So if you worry about osteoporosis, take calcium tablets with your
Your
coffee.
morning coffee.
Add milk.
No, you need a bit more than that.
Add
And
cream.
take vitamin D.
Add cream. Add more cream. Okay, but that was our health announcement for now.
I think this is more in response to everybody bashing people who drink lots of coffee.
I have to agree with you, and I think normally the coffee is to blame for something that it's actually everything you add into the coffee that's the issue. It's not the coffee itself. Have
Well,
black coffee. You'll see a big difference in your life.
So there's a talk. There's already quite a lot of discussion in IRC about this propaganda, and the mixer has pointed out that coffee is considered a diuretic, and that was brought up on my Facebook page of all places when I posted this to my Facebook page, and one comment that was made was. This person says it's always funny to him when people bring up the fact that coffee is a diuretic because he's never seen anybody die of thirst from drinking too much coffee.
Coffee is a diuretic, but you will retain more of the liquid that you've just drunk from the coffee than you'll lose via the caffeine. If you're taking straight caffeine, you might have a problem.
Yeah, but it will make you sweat more. Yes.
One of the things also, caffeine can eventually kill you. The dosage.
It could also give you a massive hangover. Have you ever had a caffeine hangover? That's really
wait. The amount of cups of coffee you'd need to drink
to kill you
is 80 in one go.
80
in one in like is in.
Is that even possible?
Well, if you
Espressos.
no espresso is less coffee than a cup of coffee.
Okay.
Less caffeine than a cup of coffee.
Wait, on this caffeine high and everything, I need to just take us into the next topic.
Okay.
Which is a kicker. And this is the headline.
We
this
have news
caffeine.
before the kicker.
We've got.
We have to give everybody our good news, everyone.
Now you've totally ruined this punchline.
I know, but I don't want to go
Because I read this
kicker.
headline and it's on the register all in caps.
No, it's great. We'll do it now. So first
Okay.
up, we have to tell everyone that we're going to be running a trial next week, Thursday. That means that there's going to be no show on Wednesday.
Next week, Wednesday, will be the trial from a new location.
My bad, I've got it wrong. So
And the following week, we'll be moving to a Thursday.
So we are going to try and stream and broadcast the show from a radio studio, High FM.
Let's just put a bit more definition. Radio broadcast.
Yes.
Not that you
Not-
usually do broadcast.
Yeah, not television broadcast. Well, it's more like a multicast, really.
Yeah.
Not a TV broadcast. So the audio will be going out over the airwaves if you're in Johannesburg. High FM have their own streaming service. We'll be streaming out through our normal channels as well. We want to see if we can make it work. They want a tech show. We'd like to reach as many people as possible and see if we can do this, because it's a very interesting challenge to broadcast radio and
video.
internet and internet video at the same time.
And actually start on this at the right time.
And that's going to be our biggest challenge. Is radio is unforgiving about starting times.
Yes. And it's going to be Thursdays.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the trial will be Wednesday, as Johan and the Mixer have pointed out, but we will be moving
At
the show
8 o'clock.
Yeah, at 8 o'clock. Yeah, but we'll be moving the show to a Thursday at 7 if it's successful.
So please check the RSC and all the other channels next week, because the audio
forum,
stream,
Twitter.
the audio stream might just be in a different location for the show next week. But the RSC will be up. The rest of us will be there, and we'll try our absolute best to get the video stream
video
going.
Been an audio stream for a while. I promise I will fix it.
You know, if you
by
now
our
didn't
first
say
live-
that,
By our first live broadcast, I'll have it.
if you like just kept quiet about that, nobody would have known.
No, they've told me in RSC a couple
Yeah, I know.
times.
And when the video streams failed, people have been like, "Where's the audio?"
Oh, okay.
That. But
Yes.
we can't end the show on that note. There
no,
always
wait,
must
wait,
be a
wait.
kicker.
We've
I
got-
just want to add one other thing. The reason why I'll be fixing it, I'm going to be moving servers soon.
Okay.
So if things break horribly, that's why,
Yeah.
and they will get fixed.
Part of the server move is our back catalog is going bye-bye, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So if you guys want the old shows, download them now.
The very old shows. This other stuff's all on YouTube.
I might find a way of backing it up. Apparently, Amazon have quite a new nice backup system.
Okay.
It's 0.0. It's effectively 1 US cents per gig, and it works out for the 160 gigs I need
What?
to back up. For the 160 gigs I need to back up, it will cost about 12 Rand a month.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. I might use that to just back up my stuff from home.
But if you need to retrieve it, there's a whole bunch of costs. So it's
okay.
more. It is long-term storage.
Yes.
And it can take up to 4 hours to retrieve it once you request it.
Do they use tapes anyway?
No one actually knows, but I read up about this. There's a lot of theory that they actually do use tapes. One major fail. Sorry, the last major fail about this thing. Sorry. The way you interface this with this is via a Java library.
Ooh.
Sorry.
And so we move to the last topic for the evening. All in caps, did you see?
Yes,
on the register.
I put this in.
Heavily armed, sex-crazed dolphin on rampage in the Black Sea. Okay, wait.
Is this you're speaking this from coffee?
You have to read this in all caps. Heavily armed, sex-crazed dolphins on rampage in the Black Sea.
Oh, dolphins. I missed the plural. Sorry. What the hell?
All right, so
how do you destroy your credibility?
It immediately made me think of the attack dolphin in Red Alert, and I thought Red Alert was smoking something when they had attack dolphins and squids and all kinds of random dumb stuff as units that I could build. But it turns out that in fact the US and the old USSR had in fact marine attack programs where they would train dolphins with like knives and stuff on their foreheads to spear divers and, generally cause havoc in the sea. So
only 2 of 5 military trained dolphins return to the base.
Yes, apparently. So the rest
of them is floating around, or not floating, swimming around.
So there's a couple of conflicting reports. So there's some of the internet is saying that this is in fact a hoax. And the Ukraine, which is where the Ukraine State Oceanarium, this is where this happened in the Ukraine, said that at least some of the dolphins have been retired from the Navy, and they say that they haven't lost any of the dolphins that they usually have, but the original source of the information is sticking to their story.
Okay, all I want to ask, are these female or male? In any case, on that note, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Currently seeking females, so it might be male dolphins. So the reason they went lost is because they might be searching for mates. That's
okay.
Hence sex-crazed. Yeah, so the Register intentionally over-sensationalized the headline because they do that. You should read their article. It is funny. You think it's an Onion article, it's that funny.
Okay.
When I first read that, you tweeted us like, haha, this was such an Onion article, but it's actually quite funny. And then it's like, wait a second, this isn't Onion. No, it's like, scroll up again. Wait, are you sure? Like the Register?
Yeah.
If they're like, it's April 1st?
Yeah. No, but the Register always has their tongue firmly in their cheeks. So.
Okay, well, that's well done. I mean, that's leading up to 1st of April. We're all going to be praying to get about something. On that note, I'd like to thank Jan for joining us. Where can everybody find you?
I write for my broadband.co.za. I spend most of my online time there, but I'm also occasionally on Twitter, where I tweet things like attack dolphins being loose in the Black Sea.
You can find 3 hours to play StarCraft 2 in the last 24 hours. It can't be that busy.
Yeah, but it was in my sleeping time.
So small sacrifices.
Yep. I'm also at Jan VZ on Twitter. You can also find Jan from Yellen on Google+, and then you circle the ugly one.
That easy.
That easy.
And Tim, thanks for joining us. Where can people find you?
I'm not really sure where I should point people now. Wiki, it's talkgeek.tv. I'm so not online at the moment. I'm so busy. I'm actually even to the point that I'm like starting to turn my mail client off for half the day.
I wish I could do that.
Yes, that would be so
impossible
good.
to
Do you have any idea how much more work you actually get done? It's the problem is I did it as a trial and it worked. So like now it's like
I try that for half a day and people come to your desk to ask, I sent you mail, did you receive it? No, idiot. Google is not working. Gmail is not working, in any case. So so the answer is find you at the website.
Find me on Let's Talk Geek.
All right. Or Twitter.
You could try.
Check it.
Well, if you send her at
okay, well, I can tell you where not to find me is Google+. I've just given up on Google+ now. It's a fail.
If they tweet at Tim _
It will come through to my email.
You'll get it. All right. And then myself, Johan Els. Find me at www.who-els.co.za. That's it. Enjoy the evening. Cheers.
Cheers.